Welcome to episode 75 of Southern Gospel Now, your weekly look at the songs and artists of Southern Gospel music. I'm Greg Goodman. Southern Gospel Now is made possible by SouthernGospelPrizes.com, where you can register to win Southern Gospel Prize Packs. We start this week with news of a new quartet. Jonathan Wilburn will be a part of it, and he tells us more.
I am so excited to announce that I'll be singing lead in a new group. It's called the Sons of Georgia. Myself, Jonathan Wilburn, tenor singer Nathan Kistler, baritone will be Jason Clark, and also bass singing phenomenon Dan Clark will be singing as a quartet. We're going to be recording some music, and I want you to be listening because it's going to be fun. I think you'll enjoy the simplicity of what we're going to be doing. So be listening for the Sons of Georgia.
Buses are always having one problem or another. Just ask Chris Taylor of the Taylors.
Stay away from a bus. If you have to buy one, it's a necessary evil, I would say. Everybody looks at traveling artists and touring artists and they think, wow, that beautiful bus in the parking lot, that must be so nice. You really have arrived when you get one of those. And boy, let me tell you, it's a blessing to have something like that, a home away from home. But boy, let me tell you, if you're not ready for one, or you have no experience in one like we did, it's a journey, to say the least. It's an adventure every time you go out.
Jim Brady talks about the latest project for Jim and Melissa Brady, Ever Faithful.
We have narrowed it down to 10 that we feel like is the most timely for this time of our lives and for what's happening in our world. And we feel like these are the most relevant and the most current songs for this moment in time.
The latest radio single from Karen, Peck, and New River is The Keepers. Karen says she strives to be what the song describes as a keeper.
And that's what I want to strive to be every day. I want to strive to be more like the keepers, be more like Jesus, to serve others.
Mike LeFevre talks about the lyrics to the LeFevre Quartet's latest single, All the Praise.
If you've ever sat in the morning and watched the sun come up, or you've stood on a beach and watched the tide roll in and the waves crash, or you've sat and looked at a full moon, it's all amazing to me when I think about how awesome God is. There's only one that deserves the praise for all the things that we know, and that's Jesus.
Joseph Habedank reminds us what God sees when he looks at us as a child of the King.
One of my favorite things about Child of the King, and you can literally see the crowd light up when I sing it, is when it says, when Jesus looks at me, all he sees is a child of the King. It is so great to know that when Jesus looks at me, he doesn't see all my faults, my failures, my shortcomings. Man, I got a lot of them. But he sees his kid. And the Bible says that he loves us with an everlasting love. And I'm so grateful that when he looks at me, he doesn't see the bad. He only sees the good.
Kim Hopper has been pondering some of the particulars of heaven.
You know what? I don't know where heaven's going to be, but wherever Jesus is, that will be heaven for me. And what an experience that will be when we arrive there, and we're going to spend eternity there. That's forever and ever and ever. Just my mind can't fathom that.
The latest song from Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers is Go Spread the Gospel. Joe says we can all live out the lyrics to this tune.
We can all be ministers of the message of Christ. We can all be the hands and feet of Jesus when we're in front of the rest of the world. That's what the song's all about. It's a wonderful charge to go spread the gospel.
The National Quartet Convention is less than 3 weeks away. How big is the event? NQC Executive Vice President Clark Beasley gives us a breakdown of the numbers.
You know, National Quartet Convention is gospel music's largest annual event. In terms of the number of artists that are involved, nearly 140 artists are scheduled to perform. Of course, many others that participate in our exhibit hall, in our exposition. It's also largest in the number of attendees throughout the course of the week. Somewhere between 30 and 40,000 individuals will attend throughout the course of the week, which this year we're able to welcome back many of our international guests, many of whom have not been able to attend in 3 years since 2019 because of the shutdown and the travel restrictions. So we're looking forward to welcoming back our international guests.
Taking a look at the Singing News Power 50 chart. After giving way to the LeFevre Quartet last week, the sound is back on top this week with God is Real. The song has altogether spent 3 weeks at the top of the chart. Well, that's it for this week. If you missed episodes along the way, you can always listen to them wherever you find podcasts or at southerngospelnow.com. Southern Gospel Now is made possible by southerngospelprizes.com, where currently you can register to win Greater Vision's forthcoming project, Think About There. I'm Greg Goodman. I hope you'll join me again next week for another edition of Southern Gospel Now.